The film opens in a Brooklyn strip club headquarters. Honora, or Ani, is among the more popular dancers. Her best friend is Lulu, and she has a rivalry with Diamond. Since Ani can speak some Russian, she is usually assigned to dance for Russian-speaking clients by her sleazy boss Jimmy. Ani also lives with a roommate and hopes for a better life. One evening at work, Ani is called to meet with Ivan Vanya Zakharov. His English is rusty, and her Russian isn't great. She is embarrassed by her accent when speaking it, but the two get along and Vanya takes to Ani. He later invites her to his home for sex before telling her that he is the son of a wealthy oligarch, Nikolai Zakharov. This piques Ani's interest even further. Vanya spends most of his time slacking off and playing video games in his home. Ani and Vanya begin to spend more time together, with Ani bringing Lulu to some of his lavish parties, while Ani meets his friends Crystal and Tom. Although Ani is endeared to Vanya, he acts like a dick to hotel staff because he thinks it's a funny joke. After having sex, Vanya tells Ani that he would like to pay her for the week to be his girlfriend. Even though Ani insists she is not a prostitute/escort, she agrees to the arrangement for $15,000. Throughout the week, after much partying and sexual encounters, Ani starts to develop genuine feelings for Vanya. He tells her that his parents want him to start working at their company to begin his takeover. As an act of rebellion, Vanya proposes to Ani. After giving it some dough, Ani accepts, and the two head off to Vegas to get hitched. Vanya's parents learn about the marriage, as news has quickly spread in Russia. Nikolai sends his enforcer/Vanya's godfather Toros to see if the marriage is legit, and they are more pissed off to learn that there is an actual marriage license to certify the union. Meanwhile, Vanya hopes to use Ani to get a green card after she decides to quit working at headquarters and bidding her friends, and Diamond, farewell. Vanya's mother Galina angrily orders Toros to get the marriage annulled while she and Nikolai start making their way to America. Toros sends his two goons, Garnik and Igor, to go and track down Ani and Vanya. They go to Vanya's mansion, where he is upset to find them. The men start to accuse Vanya of disgracing the family by marrying a prostitute, which enrages Ani. In the middle of a tantrum, Vanya runs out of the mansion and into the streets while Garnik and Igor attempt to subdue Ani. She retaliates by biting Igor in the neck and kicking Garnik in the face, breaking his nose and causing him to fall through a glass table. Toros arrives and has the men tie Ani up so she won't keep making a fuss. They come to the agreement that Ani will be financially compensated for agreeing to the annulment. Although she insists that she and Vanya are genuinely in love, the men know the truth, and Toros forcefully takes her wedding ring. The men bring Ani with them since they now have to go looking for Vanya. They first stop at the candy shop where Crystal and Tom work, since that's where Ani and Vanya hung out with them. When they refuse to say anything about Vanya, Igor starts smashing all of the glass in the area. The group later drives around to various clubs, where they learn that Vanya had shown up but was thrown out for being too drunk or causing problems. At one point, Toros nearly gets his car towed, but he manages to drive off and unhook his vehicle from the tow truck. Garnik later pukes in the car and gets yelled at by everyone for leaving a smell. While having dinner, Ani gets a message from Lulu, saying that Vanya is at headquarters and is getting a lap dance from Diamond. Ani and the other guys rush over there, and Ani proceeds to get into a fight with Diamond, to the amusement of the other dancers. They manage to get Vanya out but he is too drunk and passes out before he can explain himself. In the morning, the men drive Ani and Vanya to the courthouse in Manhattan to meet with their lawyer. However, Ani reveals that since they got married in Vegas, the annulment cannot proceed there. Nikolai and Galina soon arrive in America and force the group to head to Vegas to end things immediately. Ani tries to introduce herself to Vanya's parents, but Galina is rude and frosty toward her. They begin to board the family's private plane, and when Ani tries to get Vanya to talk to his parents, he just tells Ani that the marriage was never going to work out to begin with. Ani initially refuses to get on the plane, saying she will just hire a lawyer to sue Vanya and his parents, but Galina promises to destroy Ani's life if she doesn't do what they say. On the plane ride, Vanya's parents admonish him, and even Galina agrees with Ani when she says he is fucking pathetic. Everyone makes it to the divorce attorney in Vegas. Ani tells Vanya off but ultimately signs the papers. Igor suggests that Vanya apologize to Ani for what he put her through, but Galina says nobody will apologize. She calls Ani a dirty hooker, to which Ani fires back that Vanya hates his mother so much that he married one just to piss her off. Nikolai starts bursting into laughter, even more so when Ani tosses back Galina's scarf and coat that Vanya had given her before she finally leaves. Igor escorts Ani back to New York. They stay in a hotel for the night, sharing cigarettes. Igor tries to be friendly with Ani, telling her that he prefers Anora over Ani, but she doesn't care for his opinion. Ani accuses Igor of planning to rape her when they confronted her and Vanya at the mansion, but Igor insists that he is not that kind of person. The next morning, Igor brings Ani back to her apartment. Before she gets out of the car, he gives her back the wedding ring that Toros took. Ani then mounts Igor to have sex with him in the car. He tries to kiss her, but she pushes him off. After a moment, Ani stops and begins breaking down crying while Igor holds her.